Namaskar everyone. Namaskar. Adhyay 3 and 4 definitely packed with a lot of knowledge, lot of topics, Varna Vyavastha, Gruhastha, Jnani, Sannyasi, all differences between all of those things, Karma Yoga, Srishti Chakra, lot of things that came about in Adhyay 3. Adhyay 4 also had Guru Shishya Parampara, Brahma Jnana, Sampradaya, Avatarvad, etc. So, of all the 80 odd shlokas, maybe somewhere of those, there was one from Adhyay 3 that always stuck to me, and I will just Name Parthasti Kartavyam Trishu Lokeshu Kinchana Nana Vaptam Vaptavyam Varta Evacha Karmani. So this is the I think 22nd shloka in Adhyaya 3, where Krishna says that he has nothing to gain, nothing to achieve, not only here but in all of the three worlds, yet he is constantly engaged in action, which always stuck to me whenever I read the chapter in our classes as well. I thought it, well, in a very small and minor way. Whenever there was a drudgery in front of me, uh, I used to fall back on thinking, well, I mean, if Krishna says that he's constantly engaged, who am I to say that I'm not going to, for example, empty out the trash can or things of that nature. So I think it's very trivial, but of all the shlokas in chapter 3, this one, and there are others as well, but this one has been there somewhere in the back for me. And again in Adhyay 4, there's almost the flip side of this, where Krishna says, Namam karmani limpanti name karma phile spruha iti mayo bijanati karma bhir na badhyate, where he's saying that one who understands that I am engaged, I do all of these actions without any specific or without any particular affinity to those actions, without any affinity to the results of those actions, understands he says understands me, I think, and which I thought were very complementary, going hand in hand, type of thing. I think this is the 14th shloka, is also a Mahavakya. I think that's how we studied it. Jiv Ishwar Aikya. I think that's the purport behind this shloka. So that's essentially, two very small observations and my personal sort of reading, I guess, that I wanted to share with the class. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Jiveshwara Aikyam comes in that 14 also. Namam karmani limpanti. Iti mam yo bhi janati.
Iti mam yo bhi janati.
One who knows me in this manner.
Yes.
So how can you know God? That is the question.
Yes.
Almighty, the all-knowing, Sarva Shaktiman, Sarvajnaha. And how can you know that? You have to be Sarvajna to know Sarvajna. There's no other way to know Bhagavan. And so, definitely, Mahavakya here. Grand vision, yeah. Thanks, Anirudh.
First of all, thank you for the opportunity to present my understanding of a couple of slokas from chapter 3. So this is purely my understanding of those two slokas. I thought of initially presenting one sloka, then I realized the sloka number 6 and 7 are quite interrelated. So I thought I'll talk about both. So in chapter 3, the karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyartan vimudhatma mityachara sa uchyate. And then the second one, et swindriyani manasa niyamyarabadherjuna karmendriye karma yogam asaktassa visishyate. So in this, in the sloka number 6, Sri Krishna talks about how a person should not be, and in the number 7, how a person should be. That's my understanding. So here he says that one who is controlling in this number 6, who is not controlling his organs of actions, sit and but not controlling the mind or the remembering the all the sense object, is a deluded person or a person who's a false living, or in some cases, in some other uh, instance, and they say he's a hypocrite. So here it says that you are giving up the external actions, but internally you are full of action, because you are thinking about what you have not been doing or what is happening around the world. So that person is still doing action inside in his mind. So here it says that attracted by the lure of ascetic life, people sometimes renounce the work only to discover that it is not accompanied by the equal amount of withdrawal mentally and intellectually. So that's the way I understood this sloka. And it says it's better to face the challenge of the world as a karma yogi rather than lead a false life of life of an ascetic. So running away from the problem by in other words, he's saying that running away from the problem as taking refuge in sannyasi is not the way to move forward to the ultimate goal of attaining moksha. I happened to read in Chinmayananda's, this is a few years ago, where he said that it's like when you stop all actions, all the activities of mind associated with those actions are stopped, nowhere to go. So most of the time it goes into a destructive or an unfruitful way. So it's like a river is suddenly stopped. You need to find another path for the river to go. So he suggested that's what this karma, you should do first before you reject the external actions. So that he used the analogy of like if you stop the river, it will flood the place. That's what is the analogy he used. This is about 10 years ago. I attended a few sessions in Chinmaya Mission. That's what I remember from that. Now coming to the 7th sloka, here Sri Krishna talks about how a person should be. He says that by rejecting the, controlling the sense organs without attachment, and attachment not to the action but to the fruits of action, and one takes the as a organs of action as a yajna, is superior to the other person. And I think I also read Pujya Swamiji Dayananda Saraswati's statement that this the fact that we say it is a superior, in fact, is not enough, because one is not both are not comparable. One is they're much different, so it's not just superior. One is much different from the other. And he says that such a person is not attached to the karma phala and takes life as a karma yoga. And here the explanation is that just as we talked today, it is the attachment not to the fruits of action, but I mean detachment to the fruits of action. So that so karma yoga is not an action, but it is an attitude. So that's what I understood in this. And then a couple of examples I had read earlier was that when people who do this Vaidika karma or Laugika karma, even a Laugika karma, Vaidika karma, people who do a lot of Vaidika karma, and at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the yajna or puja, come up with a petition to the God. He says that there's nothing wrong in petitioning the God, but it doesn't count towards the attaining the Atma Shuddhi. So that's the way I understood. And what it is required is the rejection of or the detachment from the raga dosha. Any puja or any action you do is only for get andakarna shuddhi and any raga and dvesha. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, so this sixth shloka, karmendriyani samyamya yaste manasa smara. So the one who's enamored by this sannyasa without actually having taken on responsibilities and done what is to be done. So I used to see, when I used to observe Swamiji, when I used to be in the ashram and in satsangs and so forth, Swamiji would never, a lot of people come and see Swamiji. So hundreds, thousands come and see Swamiji. He would never, first, he would never advise unless asked for advice. Okay, this I've seen. And somebody will come and say something. He'll say, yeah, very good, nice man, all the best to you. So no advice. Unless the person says, these are the things I'm doing, Swamiji, is this a good idea to do? Like that, if somebody asks, then okay, Swamiji can give his opinion about certain things. But otherwise, he will never, very rarely give opinions, give advice, you should do this, you should not do this, etc. And you can, he's one person who's very clear. Everybody who comes to the ashram to meet Swamiji is not coming to study. Correct? Hey, I want to meet Swamiji. Swamiji everybody talks about Swamiji, so I want to meet and get his blessings. Fine. And that clarity is there. And so you could see. So this is a practical application of this shloka. And you can't tell somebody, because Swamiji's words are, we take it serious, right? When he says do this, do that, we will take it seriously. And so that's why he will not say things, because it may be a wrong thing. The person may, first of all, the person does not want advice. And so why give advice? Second thing, we tend to do things that they say. And so Swamiji will not give the wrong impression. You come and study, attend these classes, all these things he will never say. He will never say attend classes and all. Those who are attending will attend, that's all. And if the desire is there, once you attend one class, then maybe if you like another, you'll attend. Then you may say, I want to take a course, etc. Yeah, it comes from the person. It should come from the person, correct? It should never be forced upon somebody. So I learned that when I used to observe Swamiji a lot. And so in life also, we all should strive. I used to strive to, when I say something, then I ask myself, is this something I should have said? Would Swamiji have said that? Am I giving an unwarranted advice? Unwarranted advice, correct? That's what we call it. So just because you know a little more doesn't mean you should give advice to everybody else. So
unwarranted or unsolicited?
Unsolicited advice, correct? Unsolicited advice. And so
yeah, that's what I liked about this sloka, these two slokas, like so many other, because I thought I can start putting to use now in a very small way. It is not that easy to get into that bit, but at least I can start thinking, or at least trying to attempt to do in a very, very small way in that direction. That's why that's what attracted me to these slokas. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Mahesh. Vijay, do we have anything else?
No, Guruji. Wednesday only. Not
Okay.
ready yet.
So Wednesday again, our
Meditation is there, no?
caregiver is leaving today,
Oh, okay.
and so she will be back only on Wednesday or so. And so Wednesday morning, I really doubt if I can take a class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Thank you.